Still 10 cents, let's go. Yeah.
Young and I'm violent,
Yeah.
It's an anti-beat.
Young and I'm violent,
Who
nigga.
like the nigga?
Ba-ba-ba.
This is Petro
Let's
Game.
be try sliding, you nigga got stopped. Man, that nigga looking weak. How about a car with that 10? Chase his ass right down the street. If I'm with you, we ain't little 10. I'm with Greedy, I'm with Keith. We ain't bending down the creek. Then you know we down the V. Get in that car, I'm a full-blown creek. I'm blowing that shit, nigga, drop to his knees. We been in no west, then we been in no east. I put a 60 ball on that P. No 5.56 gon' stick like a leech. That 300 black gon' sting like a bee. I've been out with that peasy, I'm looking too sweet. Tryna roll up that, just pass me a sheet.
A few moments later.
D.C. police and the U.S. attorney say one Northwest neighborhood is safer tonight after a major bust.
Yeah, it's all thanks to the takedown of the so-called Kennedy Street crew. WUSA 9 investigative reporter Nathan Bach explains.
This newly unsealed federal indictment describes a sophisticated drug and gun crew. Now they face serious federal charges alleging conspiracy. 12 members of the so-called Kennedy Street crew were arrested by MPD in the past 2 days. The U.S. attorney says over 400 grams of fentanyl were seized. They describe that as the core of their criminal operation. 100 kilograms of cannabis were seized too. 42 firearms seized, 8 of those suspected to be machine guns, worth several $100,000 total. The U.S. attorney says the Kennedy Street crew was located between 100 and 1200 Kennedy Street Northwest. Also known as KDY, this crew allegedly ran open-air drug markets. The indictment says they smuggled much of their fentanyl from the California Bay Area. DC's interim police chief points out the unique nature of getting IRS investigators involved in this case.
If an IRS criminal investigator is part of this case, you know you really tripped up, because they're not really looking at nickel and dime investigations. They're here because the Kennedy Street crew is not some corner crew.
I asked whether the IRS's involvement means that the Kennedy Street crew is accused of money laundering through established businesses. Now, the U.S. attorney would not reveal that, citing several more upcoming arrests. Nathan Baca, WUSA 9.
What's good with y'all, Mo? I wanted to double back on y'all because y'all been messing with me lately, so I had to bring y'all another Lost Files. Today we will be touching on the KDY R.I.C.O. that includes both Migo Lee and YNV Greedy. Also, we have the drug trafficking case of Marr, where he was getting fent pills sent from Cali to Waldorf. Before we get into it, please go and smash that like and subscribe button for me, Mo. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. In the heart of our nation's capital, the Kennedy Street Crew, a notorious neighborhood group known throughout the whole city since the 80s, allegedly ran an extensive criminal network. The initial investigation into the crew began due to a concerning increase in violence and drug sales along Kennedy Street Northwest. This area, spanning several neighborhoods uptown, had been the spot for numerous shootings in recent years, prompting the feds to zero in on the problem. Federal prosecutors recently unveiled an indictment against 12 alleged members of the crew as a part of a R.I.C.O. case against KDY. They stand accused of trafficking and selling substantial quantities of gas, crack, and the deadly opioid fentanyl. This illicit activity was not limited to just drug dealing. The indictment also alleges involvement in violence, illegal possession of firearms, and money laundering. Court documents paint a vivid picture of the crew's alleged operations. Members reportedly traveled to Los Angeles to procure large quantities of marijuana, distributing the drugs throughout the DC area upon their return. Undercover police operations led to the seizure of significant amounts of drugs, along with numerous firearms, including Blatts. The crew also allegedly laundered their illicit proceeds, using the MGM casino out the harbor and a faux car detailing businesses' fronts to obscure the origins of their ill-gotten gains. The individuals accused have since appeared in court, with most pleading not guilty. Legal representatives for the defendants have largely remained silent, choosing instead to assess the specific charges. Council member Janice Lewis George praised the investigation and arrests, highlighting the importance of such public safety initiatives in the KDY community. However, this case is not an isolated incident. It shines a light on the broader issue of neighborhood-based criminal organizations in DC, whose rivalries and illicit activities have historically contributed to violence and crime in the city. The Kennedy Street Crew case has sparked essential debates on policing tactics and accountability. This This is particularly relevant considering a fatal incident in 2020 involving a member of the crew and a police officer who was later convicted of second-degree murder.
Trap hard. Say you trapping hard, nigga, you don't trap enough. 100 bags on the truck. West Coast low coming in through the million, them packaging stuff. If it's up in the stuff, fuck around with them op niggas, shit get you plucked. Slide through, drop shots, couple niggas got crushed. If you beefing with me, keep that shit on the hush. Heard he say he ain't fucking with me, I ain't asking it. We in them hot cars, about to go smashing it. Brody just came home geeking the tag, and I'm up on them bags, I ain't got bagging it. Say that you with me, you ain't. I been beefing so hard, put the pain where it ain't. Stuff deep in the field, bitch, I feel like a saint. 20 piece in my pocket, walk straight out the bank. I'm bringing the vibes with me to the city, I fly out to Cali, now I'm in the Maybach. All niggas hating on me, I ain't worried about that. In the hills with my feet up, I'm laid back.
A few moments later.
Federal grand jury in D.C. indicting 23 suspects from Southern California and the D.C. area for conspiring to distribute fentanyl. The investigation triggered by the 2021 overdose death of a 20-year-old D.C. woman, Diamond Lynch. Officials telling us more than 100,000 people died of drug overdose deaths in the U.S. last year. Fentanyl, by far the biggest killer here. The feds say most of them relied on social media.
Almost every single defendant in this case used Instagram, a social media platform. They used Instagram to find their sources of supply. They used Instagram to find new avenues of distribution. They used Instagram to pick the color of the pills, the amount of pills they were ordering, and the price that they would pay. They used
Officials telling us more than 1 million deadly fentanyl-laced pills a year are making their way from Mexico through LA and San Diego and here to the DC region.
Next up, The Lost Files continues with a DC rapper, Marr, real name Marvin Bussey, and his associate Queshala Turner. In November of 2022, a multi-agency task force began an investigation that would unravel a vast web of illicit activities. Their target? A shipment of 5,000 fentanyl pills, disguised as OxyContin and shipped all the way from California to Maryland. The destination was a single-family home in Waldorf, Maryland. But the story doesn't end there. The investigation led to the indictment of Marr and Turner. The charges were severe: conspiracy to import a controlled dangerous substance, conspiracy to distribute a controlled dangerous substance, and possession with intent to distribute a controlled dangerous substance. But tracking down the suspects was not easy at all. Turner received her indictment, but Marr decided to do the race. Not until April 4th was he apprehended by the U.S. Marshals Capital Area Regional Fugitive Task Force, out Largo. The rapper had an open warrant issued by the DEA, an attempt to transport 12,000 fent pills out of an airport in Los Angeles, California a year prior, where he attempted to traffic fent pills inside of unique packaging, including packs of Skittles, Whoppers, and also Vans shoeboxes as seen on the screen. Marr attempted to leave to airport, but forgot his passport was left behind with TSA agents. Marr resides in the Charles County Detention Center, held without bond. Well, that's all I got for y'all today, Mo. YouTube ain't paying me yet, so I got moves to make you hemi. Thank y'all for tuning into The Lost Files today. We appreciate your interest in our videos. Please be sure to comment which rapper or criminal case y'all want us to cover next. Be safe out here, y'all. These new drug zones, Bowser got up a reel. Don't get bagged. Stay safe out there, y'all. And remember, stay dangerous, Mo.